Let me tell you something. There ain't nothing more powerful in this world than belief. Not talent, not luck, not even hard work. Because you can have all the talent in the world, you can work harder than anybody else, but if you don't believe in you, none of that matters. Belief is more powerful than talent or luck because it determines how far you're willing to go. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, that talent will go to waste. You'll hesitate, you'll second guess yourself, and you'll hold back when you should be stepping forward. Talent is just potential. Belief is what turns potential into reality. Look around at the most successful people in the world. Some of them aren't the most talented. Some of them aren't the smartest. Some of them started with nothing. But they all have one thing in common. They believe without a doubt that they are meant for something greater. That belief fuels them. It gives them the courage to take risks, to keep going when things get tough, and to rise up even when they fall. Luck? Let's talk about luck. People love to say someone got lucky. That's just an excuse. It's an easy way for people to explain someone else's success without acknowledging the work, the faith, and the belief that went into it. You can win the lottery, and that's luck. But if you want real lasting success, it has nothing to do with luck and everything to do with how much you believe in yourself. Because belief pushes you to take action. And action is what creates opportunities. Opportunities are what people mistake for luck. But behind every lucky break, there's a person who believed in themselves enough to step up and take it. Now, here's the thing about talent. It will only take you so far. Plenty of people are talented, but not all of them succeed. Why? Because talent alone doesn't build resilience. It doesn't give you the mindset you need to push through setbacks. A person with talent but no belief will crumble at the first sign of failure. They'll question themselves, they'll give up too soon, they'll talk themselves out of opportunities because deep down they don't think they deserve them. But a person who believes in themselves, they will keep going no matter what. They will keep showing up, learning, improving, and pushing forward even when things don't go their way. When you truly believe in yourself, you see failure differently. Instead of seeing it as a stop sign, you see it as part of the process. You understand that failing doesn't mean you're not good enough, it just means you're still learning. And the only way to lose is to stop trying. The people who win are the ones who keep going long after everyone else has given up. And the only reason they keep going is because they believe deep down that their success is inevitable. Belief is what gives you the confidence to step into rooms you don't feel ready for. It's what makes you raise your hand when an opportunity comes up. It's what makes you put yourself out there, take risks, and chase after the things you want. Without belief, fear will run your life. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. And fear will keep you small. It will keep you in the background watching other people take the chances you were too afraid to take. Belief isn't about arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about understanding that you have just as much right to success as anybody else. It's about knowing that you are capable, that you're worthy, and that you have something valuable to offer. When you believe in yourself, other people start believing in you too. Confidence is contagious. People gravitate toward those who carry themselves with certainty. When you walk into a room with the energy of someone who knows they belong there, people will treat you like you belong there. The truth is, life will test you. It will throw challenges at you. It will make you question yourself. But belief is what keeps you grounded. It's what keeps you pushing forward when everything in you wants to quit. It's what makes you try again after failure, take another risk after rejection, and show up even when you don't feel like it. Some people wait for proof before they believe in themselves. They wait for someone else to validate them. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for a sign. But the truth is, belief has to come first. You have to believe before you see results. You have to trust in yourself before anyone else does. The moment you decide to believe in yourself fully, without hesitation, without doubt, is the moment everything starts to change. Seeing yourself winning before you start is not just about imagination. It's about setting the foundation for everything you want to achieve. The mind is powerful, and whatever you feed it, it will believe. If you walk into a situation already doubting yourself, already thinking about what could go wrong, already assuming you're not good enough, then you've lost before you even begin. The people who succeed in life, in business, in anything are the ones who have already seen themselves succeeding in their minds before they take the first step. Visualization is not some magic trick. It's about conditioning your mind to expect success. When you mentally put yourself in a winning position, when you see yourself accomplishing your goals, your brain starts working toward making it happen. Your actions start aligning with that vision. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with confidence because in your mind, you've already arrived. That's the secret most people don't understand. Think about athletes. Before they step onto the field, before they take the shot, before they cross the finish line, they have already played it out in their heads. They have already seen themselves winning, holding that trophy, standing on that podium. And because they have that image locked in their minds, their body follows, their actions follow, their focus follows. Success is not just about skill, it's about mental preparation. The ones who make it to the top have trained their minds to expect victory before the game even begins. The same principle applies to everything in life. If you walk into a job interview already doubting yourself, already assuming you're not the right fit, that energy shows. It affects the way you speak, the way you answer questions, the way you present yourself. But if you walk in already seeing yourself in that position, already believing you belong there, you exude confidence. That confidence is what people respond to. People don't just buy into what you say, they buy into what you believe about yourself. Opportunities don't just come to those who work hard, they come to those who are ready for them. And being ready isn't just about having the right skills, it's about having the right mindset. If you don't see yourself as capable, as deserving, as someone who can and will win, you won't even recognize opportunities when they appear. You'll hesitate. You'll question yourself. You'll talk yourself out of things that could change your life because deep down, you never saw yourself as the kind of person who could win. That's why so many talented people stay stuck. It's not that they aren't good enough. It's that they never allowed themselves to believe they were. Seeing yourself winning before you start also means acting like the person you want to become. Too many people wait until they have the title, the money, the recognition before they start carrying themselves like winners. That's backwards. If you want success, you have to step into that mindset before the results show up. You have to talk like the person you want to be, move like the person you want to be, make decisions like the person you want to be. This isn't about do that, the rest will follow. It's about preparing yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically for the life you want. If you want to be a leader, start thinking like a leader now. If you want to be successful, start making choices like a successful person now. If you want to achieve a goal, start seeing yourself at the finish line now. Your vision will dictate your actions. If you don't see yourself as a winner, most people are stuck because they are only focused on their current situation. You'll never become one. They only see what's in front of them. If they're struggling, they focus on the struggle. If they failed before, they focus on the failure. If things haven't worked out yet, they assume they never will. But winners see beyond their current reality. They see what's possible. They focus on where they are going, not where they have been. And because of that, they move differently. They take chances. They trust the process. They keep pushing even when things don't look promising, because in their minds, they've already won. Everything you want starts with your ability to see it before it happens. Your mind has to arrive before your body does. If you can see it, believe it, and act on it, you are already halfway there. Failure is a lesson, not a life sentence. Too many people let failure define them when it was only meant to teach them. They fall down once, and instead of getting up, they stay down. They let the moment break them. They convince themselves that because they failed, they are failures. But that's not the truth. Failure is just proof that you tried. It's proof that you stepped out of your comfort zone. It's proof that you were bold enough to go after something. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. And that's the real failure. Every successful person has failed. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. They have been rejected. They have lost money. They have made mistakes. They have had moments when everything seemed to fall apart. But what separates them from everyone else is that they didn't stop there. They didn't take failure as a sign to quit. They took it as a lesson. They learned from it. They adjusted. They improved. They got smarter. They got stronger. Failure is like a teacher. It shows you what didn't work so you can figure out what will. It exposes your weaknesses so you can work on them. It humbles you so you stay hungry. It tests how badly you really want something. If one failure is enough to make you quit, then you didn't want it bad enough in the first place. But if you take that failure and use it as fuel, if you use it as motivation to come back better, then that failure just became the best thing that ever happened to you. People get so caught up in the embarrassment of failing that they forget the purpose of it. They're too worried about what people will say, too worried about looking foolish, too worried about proving people right when they said it wouldn't work. But that mindset keeps you stuck. It keeps you playing small. If you're more worried about looking bad than actually growing, you will never get anywhere. The people who win in life are the ones who don't care how many times they fail. They don't care how many times they hear no. They don't care how many people doubt them. They just keep going. Most people quit right before their breakthrough. They give up after one or two failures, not realizing that they were just one step away from success. Every time you failed, you're getting closer. Every time you failed, you're learning something new. Every time you fail, you're building resilience. Success is not about never failing. It's about never quitting. It's about failing forward. It's about understanding that each failure is just another step toward the goal. Think about how many things in life only happen because somebody refused to let failure stop them. The greatest inventions, the biggest companies, the most inspiring stories, all of them came from people who failed more times than they could count. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he got the light bulb to work. Oprah was fired from her first job. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. These are people who could have given up, who could have accepted failure as the final outcome, but they didn't. They kept going, and because they did, the world knows their names. Failure is painful. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody enjoys falling short. But pain is part of the process. Growth never comes without struggle. If everything came easy, nobody would appreciate success. If there were no obstacles, there would be no strength gained from overcoming them. The struggle is what builds character. The tough moments are what shape you into the person who can handle the success when it comes. When you stop fearing failure, you become dangerous. You become unstoppable. You stop hesitating. You stop holding back. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions because you understand that failure is not the enemy, fear is. Fear of failure will keep you from even trying. It will keep you from taking the risks you need to take. It will keep you playing it safe when playing it safe was never going to get you where you wanted to go. They still make mistakes. They still face rejection. The difference is they don't stop. They take the hit, they learn the lesson, and they keep moving forward. They know that failure is never the end, it's just part of the journey. Confidence attracts opportunities because people are drawn to certainty. When you walk into a room with confidence, people notice, they pay attention. They want to know what you have to say, what you bring to the table, and why you carry yourself the way you do. Confidence is not arrogance. It is not about thinking you are better than anyone else. It is about knowing your worth and carrying yourself in a way that reflects that. People do not follow uncertainty. They do not invest in hesitation. They do not trust someone who second guesses their own abilities. If you do not believe in yourself, why would anyone else? The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you present your ideas, all of that tells the world how to see you. If you walk into a room looking unsure, sounding unsure, and acting unsure, you will be treated that way. But if you walk in with confidence, people will assume you belong there. Confidence is not something you wait to have. It is something you develop by taking action. People think they need to achieve a certain level of success before they can be confident, but it works the other way around. You have to carry yourself with confidence first, and the success will follow. The world responds to the energy you put out. When you show up like you belong, doors start opening. Opportunities do not always go to the most talented. They do not always go to the smartest. They go to the people who show up like they are ready. The ones who speak with conviction. The ones who believe in what they are saying. The ones who are not afraid to take up space. Confidence creates presence, and presence makes people remember you. The reason confidence attracts opportunities is because it makes people trust you. Whether you are selling an idea, pitching a business, going for a promotion, or stepping into any new situation, confidence is what makes people believe in you. You could have the best ideas in the world, but if you do not present them with confidence, they will get overlooked. On the other hand, someone with less experience but more confidence can walk away with the opportunity simply because they convinced people they could handle it. Confidence is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting yourself to figure things out. Too many people hold themselves back because they think they need to know everything before they take a step forward. But the truth is, nobody has everything figured out. The most successful people in the world are still learning, still growing, still figuring things out as they go. What sets them apart is their willingness to step up, even when they do not have all the answers. People can feel energy. They can sense whether someone believes in what they are saying. They can tell when someone is standing in their truth or just going through the motions. Confidence is that energy that makes people pay attention. It makes them want to be around you, want to work with you, want to give you chances that they would not give to someone who seems unsure. Confidence also affects how you handle setbacks. When you believe in yourself, failure does not shake you the same way. You do not crumble under pressure. You do not take rejection personally. You understand that one loss does not define your worth. That resilience, that ability to bounce back is what keeps you moving forward. And when people see that, they respect it. They see someone who does not break easily, and that makes them want to invest in you. Opportunities come to those who act like they are ready for them. If you hesitate, if you wait until you feel completely prepared, you will miss out. The people who go after what they want, even when they are not fully sure how it will work out, are the ones who get ahead. Confidence is what allows you to step into new situations, take risks, and seize opportunities that others are too afraid to take. Building confidence is not about being perfect. It is about trusting yourself. It is about knowing that you bring value to the table. It is about reminding yourself that you are capable even when doubt tries to creep in. It is about walking into every situation with the mindset that you are supposed to be there. The more you act with confidence, the more opportunities will come your way. Stop waiting for permission to be great, because nobody is going to hand you the life you want. Too many people sit around waiting for someone to validate them, to approve them, to tell them they are ready. They wait for the perfect conditions, the right timing, the ideal situation, but all that waiting is just an excuse. There is no right time. There is no one coming to give you permission. The only person who can decide when you start is you. People spend years holding themselves back because they are afraid of stepping out before someone tells them they are qualified. They think they need a title, a degree, or someone else's approval before they can go after what they want. But if you look at the most successful people, they did not wait for permission. They started before they felt ready. They moved forward even when they had doubts. They decided they were enough. The world is full of people with talent, people with ideas, people with dreams. But the ones who make it happen are the ones who stop waiting and start doing. They do not sit around wondering if they are good enough. They do not ask for validation from people who have never done what they are trying to do. They take action. They put themselves out there. They take risks. And because of that, they create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, it's your turn. You have to decide that for yourself. You have to be the one to say, I'm ready now. Even if you don't have all the answers, even if you are still learning, even if you are scared, The only way to grow into the person you need to be is to start moving now. Fear keeps people stuck. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. But the truth is, none of that matters as much as people think it does. Failing is part of the process. Being judged is part of the process. Rejection is part of the process. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people don't let those things stop them. They keep going anyway. They learn, they adjust, they get better, but they do not wait. For permission is just a way to avoid responsibility. It is easier to blame a lack of opportunities, a lack of support, or a lack of resources than it is to take control and start moving forward with what you have. But the truth is, most people who have succeeded did not start with perfect conditions. They started with what they had, where they were, and they figured out the rest along the way. People respect action. They respect confidence. They respect those who step up and make things happen. If you are waiting for someone to tell you that you are good enough, you will be waiting forever. But the moment you start acting like you belong, like you deserve to be in the room, like you are ready, people will start to believe it too. Everything you want is on the other side of action. The moment you stop hesitating, stop second guessing, stop looking for permission, you will realize that you were capable all along. The only thing standing between you and your goals is your willingness to take the first step. Your mindset shapes your reality because the way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. People who win in life don't just have talent or resources. They have the mindset that allows them to use whatever they have to succeed. They think differently. They see possibilities where others see problems. They find solutions instead of excuses. They believe in themselves even when the odds are stacked against them. Your thoughts create the world you live in. If you think small, you live small. If you think big, you open yourself up to big opportunities. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they don't believe they are capable. They let doubt control them. They let negative thoughts keep them from taking action. They tell themselves they aren't smart enough, talented enough, or lucky enough. And because they think that way, they act that way. They hesitate. They second guess themselves. They don't give their best effort because deep down, they don't think it will matter. And when they don't see results, it just confirms what they already believed. That's how people get stuck. That's how people settle for less than they deserve. The way you see yourself matters. If you see yourself as a winner, you act like one. You make decisions like one. You carry yourself like one. People respond to that energy. They see someone who believes in themselves and they start to believe in you too. But if you see yourself as someone who always struggles, always falls short, always gets the short end of the stick, then that's exactly the kind of life you will create. Not because you aren't capable, but because you never allowed yourself to believe that you were. Your mindset controls how you handle challenges. Some people see obstacles as signs to quit, while others see them as opportunities to grow. The only difference is mindset. One person sees failure as proof that they should stop, while another sees failure as feedback that helps them improve.